Hi, guys, wherever you may be, whatever time you're at, this is going to be Flare Forward with the very, very unique builders of Sparkdex. If you guys have not used this, which I would be shocked if you haven't used their tool because it is one of the highest volume tools on Flare right now, and been one of the best UIs that Flare has. Just a beautiful design. So we're looking forward to talking with Steve and them about their product, what they enjoy, and what they have for the future. So let's get started.
Hi, do you hear me? Yeah, nice.
Hey,
Yeah,
Steve.
my name is Steve. I'm the co-founder and the lead developer of Sparkdex. Yeah, we try to make the best out of Sparkdex and move forward the best UI in UX we can build. Actually, we're also building a new fully revamped interface with AI support for the users with personal agents which will deploy to your wallet address and then learn from your behavior and then give you suggestions. Like, hey, your position is soon out of range, adjust or move to this pool that have more APRs with the same, let's say, assets.
Man, that sounds I can't wait to see what that looks like for sure. Uh Steve, you want to kind of tell us what's your origin story? What got you into crypto? What kind of began your whole journey? Like you guys built an incredible product, but there has to be a start here somewhere.
Yeah, my start is in the sport betting industry, so odds industry. So I was one of the core developers in one of the largest actually sportsbooks providers, B2B providers for sportsbooks for the back end. And from there, yeah, I always, sport betting is or casinos are very into crypto science, very early days. So from there, I started the journey to look inside crypto. It was 2012, 13, so it's a very long journey. And then DeFi was around 2018, so the first ICOs and so on. First smart contract experience, crypto kitties, all the stuff for people with very long crypto know about this. Uh, Aave was called ETH land at this time, so was I think one of the first DApps which I looked inside. Yeah, and from there we had multiple products. I worked in product development or maintenance, and from there with the partnership with QuickSwap and Alexi, we started with their Sparkdex. So all the whole experience we have, we bring into the Sparkdex itself. So this experience is very important because especially when you're using crypto for a very long time or you're developing for a very long time, you need to understand that the perspective of the user is important, not yours as developer. So for me, maybe this UI is slick, but the user when they have issues to make any transactions or something like this, then this is a bad UI.
Yeah, like your guys' UI is incredible. It's been one of the best. Even like the few suggestions we had, you guys jumped on it, so it was incredible. Ivan, man, what's your background? What's your origin story as part of this journey, man?
Yeah, I mean, I have a quite funny origin story. I heard first time I heard about like Bitcoin and crypto was 2011 when I was still in university, where unfortunately I wrote a paper why Bitcoin will never succeed. So pretty fun background. And then a couple of years later, like 6 years later, I went full all in crypto. In between, I was always in all different types of startups, mainly tech startups. And the thing which I didn't understand back in the days is like I focused only on Bitcoin and there was nothing else than Bitcoin. And basically the Bitcoin was supposed to be a alternative payment system, which obviously we all know today that at least this idea failed. I mean, Bitcoin is used for all types of different reasons, mainly for a store of value, like inflation hedge, etc. But unfortunately, not as initially intended for payments. And yeah, I mean, 2017, I understood like the whole technology about decentralized like smart contracts, finance, etc., blockchain, much more, and what the potential is that it's more than just payment. And yeah, I mean, like I used to work in an exchange back in the days, one of the larger European exchanges, and then moved TrustSwap in like 2021, like beginning of 2021. So nearly 5 years at TrustSwap already. And we are one of the larger launchpads. We raised more than 100 million for more than 80 projects. We are also one of the market leaders in token locks, liquidity locks, staking, investing solutions with team finance, with over $2 billion total value locked, 40,000 customers. And we also have the crypto app with 5 million downloads and 200,000 active users, which is a portfolio tracker, news aggregator, research aggregator, etc. So it's basically a competitor of Blockfolio back in the days. And yeah, I mean, it has been quite a journey, moved towards several bull markets, several bear markets, and super excited to work together with Sparkdex on the new initiative called SparkPad. So for us, it's a first initiative in order to get like this like multi-chain launchpads in different ecosystems. And yeah, the success of SparkPad has been very good for the first launch. It was 4 times oversubscribed. The news just came out. We had to do a lottery. So obviously very refreshing to see the
Wow.
Bitcoin season coming back and people getting excited for new launches, especially for projects like Sparkdex.
That's incredible. That's incredible. Um, so let me jump to Steve here. Steve, man, can you? This is going to be a hard question because you guys are building some incredible stuff. And then Ivan, I want to come to you with the same question. But where do you see crypto or blockchain in 3 to 5 years? How are you going to see people interacting with it? Like, where do you see it going, or how do you see yourself using it? What's that future? What do you think as a developer that future looks like?
As an early adopter, I think I was very early to use crypto in my real life all the time for buying flight tickets or buying, gift cards to purchase something from Amazon. It was the early days. And actually, I read yesterday or some days before Visa will now, I think, integrate stablecoins as well. So stablecoins is one of, I think, the most important part which crypto adoption will move forward. And on top, we see, compared to 2020, 2017, crypto adoption now is like much higher. And I think every fifth person in the world now owns or have touched crypto yet. So we have still a lot to go, but many people will start using DeFi or anyways, integrating DeFi in their life, or many aggregators, or let's say even the CeFi guys will integrate DeFi as external liquidity source, for example. So people will understand that, not CX are not always the best, especially when it comes to smaller or mid caps. The liquidity depth in the CX is not that good. So, and beside this, yeah, the regulation slowly also picking up. When we're looking at the last bill passed from I think, what was this? Where the people, I think, Trump will enable that pension funds and companies cannot purchase for their investments in crypto. So crypto will be a much more significant part of the life of the people, and also the tokenization of stocks will help more people to purchase stocks via this RWAs, or let's say mirrored shares into the crypto space. So, and
Well,
also on top of this, I think still the main narrative of crypto will, beside investment and usage for standard people, also for people in countries where regulations or restrictions are very sharp, that they need to use somewhere to hedge the inflation. Or we have Africa, for example, where the currencies are very weak, and the international transaction due to globalization, it's more needed than much before. So I think the integrations will be much more important for them too as well. So we should not look from European or US perspective only to crypto. Also, it's very good to hedge, let's say, many countries limiting access to US dollar or European markets due to weak own currencies like Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, or something like this. I think for this countries like Kazakhstan, it's very important to have crypto for the private people to hedge or against oppression and regulation from the government itself. Yeah, this was always I think, the main narrative of crypto, to avoid or not comply with the main regulation. So if you get limited in your privacy or something like this, I think crypto is still a good place where this user can park their money.
Awesome. Ivan, man, where do you see it? Like I said, I love that, Steve. By the way, I got to say it first because I'm super excited about the tokenization of stocks and different things. I think that's incredible. And a lot of people should, besides major US. I mean, like you said, I never even considered that much, how much it's going to help other countries, if individuals in other countries hedge that bet for a better lifestyle too.
Yeah. Yeah, happy to get my view on the things. I remember like watching a podcast from Vitalik um, like about a year ago when he was talking about how he sees crypto like in the next like 5 to 10 years. And I 100% agree with what with his statement. And he basically says, okay, there are three possible outcomes. One, crypto is going to become the mainstream like internet. Everyone is going to use it every day, all day. The second, and they will know that they're using it and they will consciously use it. The second like outcome would be that it's somehow like Linux in the sense that like a lot of platforms use it and a lot of people don't know that like a lot of like end software is built on Linux. But it's kind of mainstream, but more on the B2B side mainstream. Everyone uses it. It's kind of B2B2C type of product. And the last possible outcome, obviously, like is nobody's going to use it. It's going to be like I'm not even sure how the language is called again. This like Esperanto or this language which was supposed to like be the new language in the world, which was kind of like invented, and obviously nobody's using it, neither B2B, neither B2C. And I think personally, and that's what Vitalik said as well, is that we're going to end up in the middle. So I think crypto is too complicated to be used by like the everyday person. I mean, I'm like, even though we did tremendous success in terms of like UI and user experience, and it's much easier to use ledgers these days than in the early days. It's much easier to get wallets in apps, etc. But still, it's too complicated. Still, if I try to explain it to my parents, for example, or like I'm not talking about my grandparents, or that people that are just not in crypto. But what I think will happen is like literally like everyone is going to use it like as being part of other products. I mean, for example, we were talking about tokenization of real world assets. Like, I'm not sure how many of you guys actually tried to change a broker from one broker to the other and get the shares from one account to the others without selling and rebuying them. I mean, I had to go through the experience myself, and this was crazy. I mean, I had to talk to one broker to the other broker, like to basically send stocks from one account to the other. I paid tremendous amount of fees, and it took me 3 months, which is ridiculous. And we're talking about stock listed shares. We're not talking about like some kind of like random private companies. And so this will obviously change. This will be like every tokenization of blue chips. I think that will be standard in the next 3 to 5 years, hopefully. And if you want to change from eToro to Robinhood, it will be just one click. You send them the tokens from one place to the other. Versus currently, like I mean, Robinhood and eToro, if you want to move your Tesla shares from one account to the other, that's not possible. You basically have to sell them on one place and then rebuy them on the other. So simple things like this will be mainstream. People sending money that will be settled in stable coins. All the like trading desk funds, etc., will buy shares in on chain as well. Like currently, still you have front office, middle office, back office. If you go to any finance like a bank, etc., finance department, fund, etc. It's still settlement T plus one, which is way too long. You can have near instant settlements on blockchain. So that's definitely things that, in my opinion, will change as well. And yeah, in general, like things like airline points, etc. A lot of these things are potentially going to move to tokens as well, and it will be less speculative in the sense that people trade and gamble on tokens, but more use cases actually being adopted and used just in a way that people will not know that they're using blockchain. It will be that simple, that much integrated into Web 2 that it will be part of our daily lives without even knowing how things work.
Yeah, that's I agree with what you just said that this is going to be mostly backend. So there's a saying that I really like that says good decisions comes from experience and experience comes from bad decisions. So from like what is some tips that you could share with people that are starting in this space, developing, building? I mean, we are doing that, and I don't know, something that you have learned from previous work or previous projects that you have done. Anything that either of you guys want to share?
Any kind of
Yeah. Before Sparkdex, I was involved in multiple other products. There are many lessons to learn, and especially when it comes to user experience or go-to-market strategies, or let's say how to involve or what was first, the chicken or the egg. Yes, that's very important part. What I see generally in space is that the developers or general teams are too much focused on the product or too much focused on one side and forget the dynamics, the game theory behind crypto. So what this means is like, yeah, we can launch a product. It's very easy to launch a DEX. Uh, developer with a bit, 5 years experience can easily launch a Uniswap V3 DEX and operate this. But to make it more success, you need to understand the dynamics of the tool, or how swap rules function, or what user needs. Yes, the balance between risk and reward, and also so. Even I'm thinking about how we can improve this. I'm speaking with Thanos and the Flare team to get this R-Flare rewards much better streamed to the people. It's, let's say, reducing the epoch times from 4 weeks to, let's say, 3.5 days, like the delegation rewards, that we have like a streamed distribution of R-Flare. On top of this, yeah, when you're looking into the chats and making also own customer support, or let's say, you will understand that we have different type of people in the space. It's like greenhorns, and then you have the DeFi specialized guys. So that's why actually we're also building, let's say, a interface for basic needs and then for professional needs. So there will be a split screen, so you can toggle a button, and you have a, like, let's say, professional interface with a lot of details, and we have the basic interface like Uniswap, where only swap is visible without the price impact that much, because the people don't understand what this is from time to time. And the other part is adoption in crypto. It's the market, and general crypto is moving very fast forward. So if you miss the train, yes, and don't adapt yourself or your product, you will also miss the user and your market shares. So
Yeah.
y-
Yeah. I mean, that's basically something which I have in mind right now as well, is only because things worked 1 year ago or 2 years ago doesn't mean they work anymore. So things change very, very quickly. And
so once we've
a
landed
product that,
there.
sorry?
No, go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, a product that was working 1 year or 2 years ago might not work at all. Some trends don't come back, so it's usually new trends that are coming back. Every new cycle has its new trends which you have to adapt. You constantly have to adapt. You cannot like just hold the same from an investment point of view and from a product point of view and from a company point of view. You cannot just hold the same tokens or the same narratives or the same products over several cycles, as well as what is super important. I mean, what we see from more than 80 projects that launch on our Launchpads, revenue is more and more important, becomes more and more important to have real products. We're not 2017 or 2021 anymore. We might repeat the same cycle one more time, but at the end of the day, if you want to succeed in the long run, you have to have real revenue, and real revenue is not defined by you selling tokens. It's defined by having customer that actually want your product. And that's a bit the difference of crypto. And the downside of crypto when all the ICOs is you get a lot of like funds up front for a product that sounds like a nice idea. And like, yeah, but at the end of the day, it might not work. I mean, we see big foundations, big ICOs in the past that raised double, triple digit millions and end up nobody using them. So that's something which will hopefully change and will hopefully become more like the Web2 part where you raise a bit, you need to show proof, a market proof, then you raise a bit more and not like, yeah, you raise a lot and you hope to just like with marketing maintain your product and your hype because you might be able to do it in one cycle, but yeah, especially in the bear market, if your revenue is only based on token sales, yeah, you will not survive the bear market unless you raise like a tremendous amount of money, like some of the foundations. But these days are gone as well.
For sure. So I wanted to ask you, you said, Steve, you said in the call that Uniswap V4 is coming to Sparkdex. And I'm very curious, like, what are you most excited about that upgrade?
Oh, that's
Oh, especially the AI part, yes. So in some months I'm too deep into AI. I'm now also part of an AI startup in Vietnam. So we are actually building an MCP server by base some agents and automations for influencers or general Twitter and so on, especially for crypto market. And even when many people don't look too much in AI at this moment, it will be a very significant part of our lives, especially digital life. So especially we can utilize a lot of good features of AI for crypto itself. So it can fetch your behavior, it can improve your profits, for example, or help you with risk management or adjusting the best range and outcome based on your behavior, not only on influence of the, Twitter and so on. Actually, most I'm very nice to it is like the AI agent we are building inside the front end, which is based on your behavior. So you will get a profile inside the agent. So it will be like a DeFi agent, especially for you in the interface.
So what you're saying is that from my behavior, it will be like I will be training that agent from my behavior so that then it can give me like personalized recommendation. That's what you're saying?
Yes, yes, yes. Especially it will look into your, let's say, history, what kind of pools you was in, what kinds of trade, or did you loop? Let's say you're using looping or something like this, and it will give you suggestions like, yeah, this pool may be not good for you because your risk behavior is low risk and not high risk. Or when there's a new farm, it will say, hey, Steven, there's a good new pool for you, which fits your risk reward ambitions. So
Oh, that's very interesting.
nice, nice.
So at some point, like our DeFi tracker, I think we're still ways off. But our dream it would be that we could like you could manage all of your investments on Flare from that app. So that means that you could like move around your apps, your liquidity pools from the app, your borrowing and lending and everything. So like having that AI agent, like that we could somehow, I don't know how that works. I'm not a programmer, but like that we could connect to Spartex and have all of that in one single interface. That would be incredible. Like we were talking about potentially getting an AI agent for this. So this is very exciting, Steve. Thank you.
you're welcome. So that's most excited I am at the moment is the update of the UI with this specified AI agent and some tweaks and tricks in the front end. And we also plan to launch V4. So V3 is actually, and then go to V4, and then with hooks, for example, when your pool is out of range, this portion of the pool would automatically send to, let's say, Kinetic and earn yields for you, where it's sitting idle in the pool.
Yeah, that's the putting it as collateral for like borrowing and lending, no? Like your LP.
Yes. Not only this, especially let's say you set up a pool, but you want to sell your flare later. Yes, you can. And with free, you can also work like a limit order. Yes. So let's say you're setting a position, a liquidity position out of range. So you say start selling at 3 cents to 5 cents your flare tokens or RUB flare. And during this time, your RUB flare is sitting idle in the pool. Yes, but imagine with Fox you can automate this. That in during this time your pool is out of range. It's used as collateral or provide supply to the lending markets and earn yield for you in this empty times.
Yeah, that's super exciting. And what's your time frame for B4 launching, or like B4 and AI? What's your time frame?
AI is like third quarter of this year, and V4 will be fourth quarter of this year.
Oh,
Really?
so
That's
very like
oh,
soon-ish.
Yes. Yeah, I'm working for a long time. That's why I'm very silent at the moment.
Yeah. And then you said that you were creating a dashboard when we first started talking on Telegram, like when you guys launched. Do you have any updates on that?
Nah, not that much. No, I think dashboard was we thought about this, but not much priority was given into this. So
Nice. Do you want to go, Steven?
yeah, man. I'm curious, like, what excites both of you guys about the F assets coming to Flare? Like, it's here. Like the bug test, the last bug bounty is almost over, unless they start a new one. So what excites you guys most about it? Because you guys are going to be in the thick of it. I feel like.
yeah, let me. We was I think one of the first known about this and getting the first grants to integrate something, building cross-chain swap around F assets, like utilizing F assets for cross-chain swaps like LeFi, but with F assets integrated. So we are all done with this, and the other one is we building a wallet which will easy integrate F assets too. Um, yeah, this non-smart contract chains like XRP, like Ripple and Doge and BTC and many others have large cap tokens which sitting idle. It's what we speak about this. You have XRP, what you can do at the moment with this, or you have Bitcoins and people want to earn something. Maybe yeah, it's not that hard to use RUB BTC and make something, but RUB BTC is not. It's not like RUB FBTC. So when we have this, let's say the XRP community can utilize their XRP to DeFi swap, for example, instead of going over a centralized exchange. And sometimes they want to buy XRP with the Ethereum. Actually, the path is very hard for them. But imagine you can simply swap your arbitrary Ethereum to XRP. So and get into your XRP ledger transferred. So that's what F assets can enable for the people. That's generally also what we are actually working on. But I think it will bring a lot of value to Flare itself, a lot of volume, and I think also a lot of TVL.
Yeah, lots of LP pools additions. Lots of LPs pools, I think, are going to be created off that for sure.
Yes. Especially for exotic pairs like Flare XRP or let's say RUB Ethereum XRP pools, I think it's also good for the LPs to earn a lot of fees from this arbitrage opportunities for the user.
For sure. And one of the things that I'm most excited about is like we saw how Flare has followed the price of ETH in a big part. So now that Flare is going to be priced in terms of XRP, I'm super excited about that pair. Like Flare XRP, like that's going to be one of my main LPs for sure.
Ivan, what are you excited about on it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm super excited because I mean, I like to use DeFi. I'm using personally less and less exchanges. And yeah, if we have to switch from one chain to the other, like now it's like, okay, which bridge do I have to use? Some of the transactions, like yeah, you actually have to go through an exchange. And this is a bit annoying. If you can put everything in one place, that's absolutely exciting. If you can get like DeFi on Bitcoin, XRP, etc., that could be definitely very, very interesting. I mean, we had some experiments with ordinals, but like, yeah, it's like Bitcoin is not made for that. So yeah, if you can move some of that to Flare, that's definitely super excited. Has a lot of potential. So yeah, definitely very excited to see where this goes, and I'm definitely happy to be a user of that.
Speaking of user, how do you guys use Flare? What are y'all some of the y'all's favorite things to do with Flare?
Yeah, actually, I'm farming. Let's say this way.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I mean, it's still early days, so that's how usually blockchains start, right? They have to do some incentives, some farming incentives, etc., to get user excited, to get users over the chain. But I mean, with all the roadmaps that Flare has, I'm pretty excited to see what is coming up, and yeah, to make Flare much more excited just beyond the initial farming stage.
So Ivan, being a part of that the trust swap process there, and what they do, is there any advice you give to people who are interested in maybe launching products or tokens or whatever? Like, how would they go about it to get involved or to work with a company like that?
You mean with Flare?
No, like with like how Sparkdex just launched their own token, stuff like that. What's that process look like? So you guys just kind of went through that whole process of launching a token, like so kind of tell, you know, what if somebody was interested in doing it, how would they go about, doing kind of what Spark did?
Very, very nice question. Let me go this way. Sparkpad in partnership with TrustSwap, um, getting a lot of support from Flare. So when a Flare native product or a product wants to launch on Flare and maybe make a token launch, there will be beside advisorship and helping in marketing and to launch a token, also possibly incentives from the Flare accelerator program. That means Flare may be helping to seed some liquidity for initial start, helping with market making, helping with marketing. So it will be like this. If a product wants to launch on Flare or with Sparkpad, they can go to sparkpad.ai and then apply. In the form, there will be some question about what you want to do. So you can select between different stages. So if you want to have a full support, then we will get this request, and with Flare, we will then discuss and move on with like amplify, and they will help to make this product ready for to launching a token when this is in the stage, and then we can make a launch of the token on Flare, where Flare will want to support this product. So there will be like a ecosystem supported Launchpad. So it will help products which want to launch something or to build something on Flare, helping besides builder incentives also with later support when the token is launched. But many token, I think Ivan knows, fail due the issues they have because they are not have no experience with the token itself. Token maintenance is not that easy, like many thought that simply launching a DEX pool and then everything is fine with the token. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the things which I just mentioned, it's completely different towards the last bull market where you launch a token and people start buying it, etc. So, I mean, again, we might end up in a euphoric stage as well, but like yeah, launching a token is not an easy process anymore. And for a lot of projects, also, it might not even be worth it. So you have to look at this in a way where you say, okay. The token is much more than just a fundraising vehicle because these days raising large funds through just the token is very difficult. Again, this might change, but at least up to now, in the last 1 or 2 months, that was a very difficult task. So ideally, you start with the product first, you get some traction, you have a story around the token, why this token will increase in value in order to attract buyers and investors or at least have a kick-ass utility where people just need the token and want to buy the token in order to to use your product. So that's kind of super important. As soon as you have these like kind of things checked out, and you're ready to launch a token, we are definitely happy to support you to tell you which are the right KOLs, which are the right chains, which in this specific case, if you go for Flare, what connect you to the foundation, like create some kind of like joint marketing activities, etc. So yeah, obviously like it's not an easy task. As also like you have to consider which exchanges to go for, like how much money do you want to raise at what valuation, like how are the token economics, what is the token utility. So all this stuff needs to be checked out, and it's very tough for a first time token founder to go through all these things, as well as also like how much liquidity to put in. Are you going to do LP rewards, like farming rewards, etc.? I mean, this is kind of like if you do it too much, you will devalue the token at the later stage. So all these things have to be put into consideration, and yeah, that's where it's good to have experts on the side who have done this like 50, 100 times or more. And yeah, we're definitely happy to be the right sparring partner for every project that wants to come on Flare.
So I don't know if this question will be in the recording or not, but I sent you guys the KYC token from XDeFi, the futures platform. I saw that there was a lot of people having issues with the KYC, and like this is would not be the first project that I can't go buy because the KYC just fails. Um, do you have any thoughts on that? Have you looked into the KYC token from Santiago Velez?
I personally haven't. Like, I mean, we currently for our KYC, I assume that you're talking about a KYC platform where you just KYC once and then you have some kind of a token which verifies that you have KYC, then you can reuse it multiple times. Is this like, do I understand it correctly?
Yes. So XDeFi, it's the futures contracts platform on Flare, and they
Mhm.
have a token that you KYC one, and then it's non-transferable and anything. And then you
Mhm.
could like just if you have that one, you don't have to go through KYC again because it's you already done it. So I mean, for me that would be incredible because I don't mind doing KYC, but like doing KYC on every single app is just super annoying. And I mean, this token just works, so I feel like that could be a good solution for the future. I'll send you in the chat the address.
Yeah, please send it to me. We have to figure out because KYC, unfortunately, and we're looking into this as well, obviously, in order to increase um, basically like to increase the user experience. But the thing is with KYC, it's so different, especially when it comes to fundraising, because some projects want to allow the US, some projects don't. Some projects want to allow the UK, some projects don't. These are just country specific. Then you have product specifics. We had a project called Wi-Fi Map, for example, that excluded Turkey because they have an eSIM product, and in Turkey you're not allowed to sell eSIMs, and eSIMs are banned. Same for the Middle East. So although like Middle East and Turkey for general ICOs like Sparkdex is not an issue, but for some specific local regulations you have to exclude that. So it's a bit tricky. Some projects, depending on where you launch, they want to have proof of address. I mean, we advise every project, if regulatory possible, to not do that because it's a very big pain. People sending utility bills, usually there's a big failure rate. There are a lot of countries with a lot of different languages. So if you get someone from China or Middle East, etc., and you have stuff in Arabic or Chinese, like good luck with the KYC process. So yeah, happy to look at it, but yeah, definitely happy to look at it. If someone has a solution for being able to say, okay, this specific token is a UK resident and we can exclude him if someone wants to exclude the UK. So if we can distinguish between all these things, then it's definitely happy to see that. And a lot of projects actually want to get the KYC data as well. So if they have a solution where we say, okay, for everyone who has that token, if the project like Sparkdex, who is now raising funds, they want to get the KYC data, and if they can give it to that person, then potentially that could be a very interesting solution. I don't know how this specific use cases are solved.
Yeah,
Because with fundraising, it's a bit more difficult than just say, okay, we are just doing basic KYC.
yeah. Thank you. And then, yeah, we're getting close to an hour, so we can start closing up. Do you guys have any alpha that you want to share, maybe about the airdrop or something else that you want to share?
Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to speak about the airdrop. There will be an airdrop for early users and liquidity providers and so on, but we have strict limitation in explaining the, let's say, who will get how much and when this will happen. It's still not decided fully yet, so it's I cannot speak about the airdrop, but there will be the airdrop, that's for sure.
Perfect. And then any alpha that you want to share, something that you like haven't talked much about? Like, I mean, you said that the AI was one of the things that you were the most excited, but anything else that you guys want to say before we close up?
Oh no, no. I have nothing in mind at the moment,
I mean,
which we
from
can
from
just.
my side, I feel that I mean, I'm not sure if it's really alpha at this stage. Like we have so many on-chain like kind of like proves that we're like moving towards an altcoin season. So I think altcoins will do tremendously well. So now it's the time to yeah, to learn about like how to maximize the next altcoin season, how to farm the right tokens, for example, on Sparkdex, how to get into Launchpads, how to get into like early stage tokens, etc. So now it's the time to prepare for that. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of experts that feel that the bull run might last towards like first half of next year. Fingers crossed that it's not going to be a quarter type of thing like Q4 last year or Q1 last year, but it's going to be more like a half a year to a year bull run. And yeah, if we get into that, then all the things that we're working in, or not all the things, but some of the things that we're working in the last bull run, like not necessarily from a narrative perspective, but from a farming perspective, and from buying into early stage projects, getting lower down the risk curve, could be quite interesting. Don't exaggerate with leverage. That's very risky, even in very bullish markets, because you can have pullbacks. But other than that, you can go down the risk curve and get more riskier assets, which was too risky to do like before.
Yeah, 365 for XRP right now, by the way.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, Steven, do you have anything else? If not, we can start closing here. I think thank you guys for your time and for sharing your experiences and your vision and your what you're excited about. This was very interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. I mean, thank you guys. Like we've got to talk to all the devs. We're highly active in your Telegram group. About different things. Whale is probably the most active, I'm sure, or one of the most active in the Telegram groups. He's like a DGen. But we'd love anytime you guys have anything else come up in the future. One of the things we'd love to sit down and talk with you guys, help you kind of help get people out there in the community to understand what you built, why you built it. There's always hurdles, and we like to ask questions and help the community get more involved with the Flare project. So if you guys have anything else in the future, be sure to think of us. We'll reach out periodically to see if we can jump on another call with you guys, because that's our goal, is to kind of help get people to understand the devs behind the project, build trust in the projects, and build a good community.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Great.
Nice to be part of that.
Great. Then see you later another
Thank
time.
you.
But Whale and Steven, you're making a good job for Flare, teaching the people how to use DeFi and make the best of the DeFi building blocks like looping and so on.